Hi, everybody. Today is Tuesday, May 26th, and we're going to be talking about how to revise a letter. We've been writing a letter, different parts of the letter so far, and today we're going to finalize and revise our letter. Let's go. Revising and editing. What does it mean to revise and edit writing? Remember, we need to use a checklist to make sure we don't forget any part of editing and revising. We've used this checklist before in the past in the classroom. In editing, you got to check to see, did I use irregular past tense verbs correctly? Saw and ran. Those are some examples. My sentences start with a capital letter, super important. My sentences end with the correct punctuation. You can't leave the period behind or exclamation point, or if you're asking a question mark. The words from the interactive high frequency word were spelled correctly. So far, you've been practicing different words online in your online learning from your skills. So if you've been practicing words, you've been learning how to write words better. Let's go. So this is Amanda's letter. It says, Dear second graders, my name is Amanda, and I'm writing to you because I think we may share a passion for amazing pollinators. I know that you're learning about hummingbirds this week and learned about butterflies last week. Recently, my family and I went to see the place where monarch butterflies gather in Mexico. We hiked up a mountain and came to the forest. It looked like these trees were dripping with butterflies. It was chilly, but when the sun came out, the butterflies flew and filled the air. I could hear their wings flapping. Have you ever heard of butterflies' wings? It sounds like someone's whispering. I think supporting pollinators is very important. Can you help me get the word out about how pollinators help the world? Thank you, Amanda. P.S. If you want to see a video of our family's trip to see the monarchs, you could see it there. And you can actually click on that YouTube video link and it'll show you a really cool video. So, and if you're having problems reading this letter, all you have to do is click here, and you'll be able to hear Miss Peterson read the letter. Okay? So, in this part of the letter, this is called the greeting. And in this part of the letter, this is called the introduction. And this part of the letter is the body. This is like where we put all the information that we want to talk about in here to the person that we're writing the letter to. Here is how you feel, a support of what you're thinking, and any questions that you may have. And here is the conclusion or the ending, how you make sure that you're either thanking the person, or you could say, if you're writing a letter to your mom or dad, you could say love and then your name, or if you're writing to another person, you could say thank you and your name. So this is the closing. And we'll talk more about that in a little bit. So one of the coolest books I have read so far. This is called Creepy Crawly Moths. And we've read this for the past couple of days, but I just really, really like this book. So we're going to think about what we know about moths to write a letter. Remember, this is my model, and you're going to write your own letter about a hummingbird. What are you going to write your letter on? That's right, a hummingbird. So let's read this book together, and then I'm going to show you how I would write a letter about the moths to you guys, the second graders. And then you're going to write a letter about a hummingbird. So, antenna, spots, mouth, and legs. Look for these words and pictures as you read. What is by the light? Is it a bug? Is it a moth? A small moth can fit on your fingernail. A big moth is bigger than your hand. Antennas. I love this moth. I think he's really cute. He's weird looking. You can see the eyes so clearly, and look at the furry body he has. And look at these antennas. They look like feathers. They help the moth smell. So that's so cool. These antennas work like a what? A nose. Good job, guys. What text features I see on this page? Can you tell me? Yeah, you're right. This is a text box. So this is really cool because this text box is giving us information about this moth. Let's continue. Creepy crawlies. Spots. Look at the spots. They look like eyes. They scare bats away. That's so cool. So if you look at this moth, it looks like it has eyes on its back, and it scares bats away. They're predators. So cool. Mouth. Ooh, we learned about this. What is this called? That comes right out, and butterflies have it too. Anybody remember? You're right, the hibiscus. The mouth. Look at its mouth. It's like a straw. It sucks nectar. Yum. Legs. Check out the legs of this moth. Super hairy. Look at its legs. They have hair. Pollen from flowers stick to them. That's a great reason why to have some hairy legs so the pollen can stick to you. A moth drops pollen on other flowers. Now new flowers can grow. Hmm. So, did we find the mouth? Yes. Now it's called the hibiscus. Did we learn about the legs? Definitely so. We learned that the legs could carry pollen, and so that's how moths are pollinators, and they carry that pollen to other flowers, and then new flowers could definitely grow. Antennas, yeah, definitely. So antennas, because remember those antennas where the antennas look like feathers, and it said that the antennas help the moth smell. Remember that spotted moth? They said that the spots help the moths protect itself because the bats think that it's another type of animal. So that was really, really cool, right? We learned so much about moths. I love this book. So now let's talk about how we're going to write our final lesson two. So we're going to write our final lesson. Vamos a escribir nosotros la versión de la final de la carta. Okay, so first thing we're going to write is the greeting or el saludo. Let's try it out. So greeting, I'm going to say, dear second graders. Second graders. Okay. Now I got to think of an introduction. What am I going to write for my introduction? I know that moths are really cool, but how am I going to just talk to you about it? Okay, so here's one. Have you ever seen moths? I want to talk to you about how moths can be pollinators. Okay, so that was my introduction. I'm telling my person that I'm going to talk about moths. Now I'm going to talk about the body of the letter. Vamos a discutir el cuerpo de la carta. Okay, so now I'm going to talk about moths. Hey, I read this cool book called, let me go back and look at what the book's name is. Creepy Crawly's Moths. Okay. Called Creepy Crawly's Moth. I learned so much information about how moths are pollinators. Moths have antennas. Oh, I could say some moths have antennas that help them smell. They even look like feathers. Did you know that moths carry legs help them bring pollen to other flowers so that new flowers can grow. Moths even have, oh, not all moths, but some moths even have fake eye designs on their wings to protect themselves. It's kind of what I want to. I want to move this up a little bit so that you can see a little bit better. But it's kind of like what I want to write because I'm trying to give the information of what I read and how I wanted to share with you. So then this is my closing. And in my closing, I'm going to say, your friend Mrs. Evans. And now I think that I'm done with my letter. So I'm going to go and read it back. So I have dear second graders, and I'm going to use my checklist. So you know what? Let me bring over my checklist. I'm going to make a copy of it. So I'm going to go back up here. And this is my checklist. I'm going to make a copy of it. I'm going to bring it down because I want to make sure that I wrote my letter correctly. I can't just send you guys a letter and I don't know if I did it the right way. So I'm going to go here. I probably have to go over Miss Stitch's picture, but I want to make sure. So did I use irregular past tense verb correctly? Were my sentences start with a capital letter? Did my sentences end with the correct punctuation? And were the words from my interactive highword? Did I use words that I didn't know how to spell and did I spell them correctly? So what I'm going to do is I'm going to look on the web because I want to make sure that I check off a checkbox. So I'm going to use this green one because I think it's super cute. I'm going to insert it. It's going to come out super big, but I'm going to make it super small so that I can use it and check off my checkbox because I want to make sure that I'm using everything that I need to do and I'm checking off all of the things that I need to do. 1, 2, 3. I need 4 check marks. So I just made 4 check marks, and I'm going to use these check marks to make sure that I did what I had to do in my letter. So let's go back. When I look at the greeting, it says, Dear second graders. Whoa, wait. So in here, I noticed something. Ah, do you see it? I think so. Look here. This G is supposed to be a capital letter, and I never put an S. So you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to change that. I'm going to put a comma because when you have a greeting, you always put the comma after. So now that looks better. Dear second graders, my introduction. Have you ever seen? Oh, look at that. I spelled moths incorrectly. And I didn't, and that's a question. So what should go after a question? You're right. It's a question mark. And because Google Drive helps me, it gives me this red mark underneath here that says that I spelled it wrong. So if I click on that word and I right click it, no, that's not, but I remember moth is spelled MOTH. PHS. And then here, I forgot that I had to put a question mark. Okay. I want to talk. Oh my gosh, that says tackle. That's not how that word is spelled. That's what that word is spelled. Talk. I want to talk to you. Oh, I didn't even spell the word you right. Oh, YOU out. Oh, that's supposed to be about. There it goes. About. How moths can be. Oh, I spelled the word pollinators wrong. There it goes. And I didn't even put a period. Oh, have to put a period. That's my punctuation. So I have to make sure that my sentences have punctuations. It says the body of the letter. Hey, I, oops, that I is supposed to be a capital letter. What was I thinking? I is never written in the small letter. I is a word, and it's a small word, but it's always with a capital. Hey, I read. Do I want to say hey? I could say hello, friends. I think I like that better. Hello, friends. Oh, hello, students. I read this cool book called Creepy Crawly's Moth. Okay, so if we are writing a title of a book, we have to make sure that the title is in capital letters. So I'm going to change this C right here into a capital C. And then we want to make sure that we put um, these and change this C to capital C, Creepy Crawlies. And then this is a capital M. And you want to make sure that you're putting quotation marks. And this was called Creepy Crawly Moth. And then we're going to end in quotation marks because that's how you make sure that you, if you're quoting a book, so let's say you want to use the hummingbird passage, then you would put quotation marks on the title of the passage. Okay. I learned so much information that's highlighted in red too, but there it goes. I could use this information about how moths are pollinators. Oh, I put a period there, so that's good. Some moths have antennae. Ooh, that's the wrong word. So there it goes. Antennae that help them smell. They even, and I have a comment here, they even look like feathers. Oh, even is spelled. Can someone tell me how you spell even? Yeah, you're right. EVEN. So I'm going to go back. EVN. Look like feathers. You know what? I think I'm going to change this to an exclamation point because I think what I'm saying, they even look like feathers. I want to make it more interesting because I'm writing to you guys and I want to make sure that I have good a good I'm convincing you. I'm enticing you. Remember that? I am drawing you into my letter. So then it says, did you know? Oh, that's not how I spell you. YOU. Did you know that moths' hairy legs help them bring pollen to other flowers so that new flowers can grow? What is that? That's a question, and I didn't even put a question mark. So let me go ahead and put a question mark there because that was a question. And look at that. My next sentence doesn't even have a capital letter. Got to change that as a capital letter. Some moths even have fake eye designs. Designs is with a D on their wings to protect. Let me bring this up a little bit so that you can see it. Oh, and I can make this bigger, wider, so it's better so that you can see. And then it says, some moths even have fake eye designs on their wings to protect themselves. You know how I'm going to say, how cool are moths? And I'm going to put an exclamation point right there. So then, I didn't even spell friend right. Oh my goodness. So let's go and put friend. But this is supposed to be a capital letter, that F. So your friend. And then I'm supposed to put a comma afterwards. Oh my goodness, I forgot so many different things. Your friend, Mrs. Evans. So did I fix anything? I think I did. Or my sentences start? Yep, I made sure that my sentences started with a capital letter. Did my sentences end with the correct punctuation? Yep, we just went through that. So I'm definitely going to say yes to that one. And did I use words from the high? Yeah, I definitely think I did. So there you go. I have my checklist. I did what I had to do. I went back, I revised my letter, and now I wrote my final letter. So now I'm able to finish and write my letter because I have all the information that I need, and I went back and I used my editing. I hope this will help you out as you're writing your letters about hummingbirds. I can't wait to read about your letters. And remember, if you have any questions, just reach out to your teacher. Thank you, and I hope you have the most amazing day. Bye for now.